Do you hate yourself?
Yeah,
Do you want to beat Sonic Wave?
of course. I can barely even beat Sonic Wave no clip.
But when you go to try and play it, this happens to you?
Do. I want to play Sonic Wave. This level seems so cool and good and fun. Let's just try it out. Oh, what is that yellow orb? No. What is this yellow orb? This is impossible. There's no way I'll be able to do this. Come on. Come on, I can do it. I can pass the first yellow orb. Please, please. Yes, I did it. No, I died. Oh my god, this level's actually impossible. What? Maybe if we play from some start position. Come on, this wave can't be that hard. It's like a 1 block gap. There's no way I'll ever be able to beat Sonic Wave. Only if there was a video that could just help me and give tips and tricks to make these parts so much easier and make me understand it better, that was in-depth and just really well made. Only if there was a video like that.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Geometry Dash video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys an in-depth guide on how to beat Sonic Wave. This guide is going to be very in-depth, but if you want like a shorter tutorial, I would recommend watching Aeon Air's tutorial. He gives a lot of really good tips in there, but he doesn't really go that in-depth, so that's kind of why I'm making this video. And just before we start, I just want to point out the fact that Sonic Wave is an absolutely terrible level. It's unbalanced, it's not fun, the pre-drop is the most annoying thing ever, 49% sucks, it's choke point carried, and it's often been regarded as one of the most unenjoyable levels in the entire game. If you go for this level, especially if it's a new hardest, just expect to hate yourself by the end of this. This level is very mentally draining, and especially since I decided to jump from Bloodbath to this level, it was even worse, so I would not recommend jumping to this level. But if you're hearing all that and you still want to proceed with this tutorial, then let's just get right into it. Alright, so firstly, I just want to give some tips on the best ways to practice this level. So obviously, you need to be using start position. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. And I recommend using as many start positions as possible. As you can see, my copy has 30, which to some may seem a little bit excessive. But honestly, I think for a level like this, especially since it's like 2 minutes long, you need to have a lot of start positions. If you're going to make your own start position copy, try to make the transitions as less weird as possible, if you know what I'm saying. As you can see in this start position where we have this part, I have the start position starting all the way over here so I can have a good transition into this, because a lot of people will just place their start positions right here and you have to hold immediately, and it just makes it really annoying to try to practice it. If you want to use my start position copy, the ID will be on screen right now. It'll also be in the description. I recommend using it, but if you want to make your own start position copy, just keep in mind what I said earlier. Here are the parts you want to practice the most. First things first, you want to practice this part at 70%. This part is very difficult. Make sure you practice this a lot. Also, over practice the last wave. Practice it a lot, way more than you'd think you'd ever have to. Same goes for basically the beginning of every single wave section, especially the first one, because this is really tight at the beginning of here. Another part you want to practice a lot is this part. Got to get very consistent at this if you want to beat this level, as well as 49%, which I just died to because it's impossible. But yeah, just like most extreme demons, you just want to start kind of early. Like here, 94% is where this start position is. Do this to 100, then move back, do that to 100, and just keep moving back. 28 to 100 isn't really a required run to beat this. I got 95%, while my best run to 100 was only 45 to 100, but getting 28 to 100 will definitely help. And obviously I'm just talking about like when you're actually like about to beat the level. Obviously you don't have to get 28 to 100 when you're first starting. Now let's say, for example, you're really struggling with this part at 70. You just can't figure it out. You just can't do it at all. Here's what you do. You go down into 0.5 speed and you learn it like this. Play it in half speed. Get the click pattern down. Understand what you have to do. Then, once you think you've nailed it in 0.5 speed, just change it to 0.6 speed, or you can go to 0.55 speed. If you want to make the increments a little bit smaller, then just do it slightly faster. Then once you get that down, you just keep raising the speed up and up and up until eventually you can just do this section in full speed. I recommend doing that with basically every part you struggle with. It's a strategy I've been using for a very long time, and it's kind of OP low-key, I'm not even gonna lie. Also, I should have mentioned this earlier, but I also made a start position copy without the 9 circles effect, and I recommend using this level to learn Sonic Wave, because it doesn't have all the flashy effects to get in your way. You can just focus on the actual gameplay by itself. And I recommend that over using the hitboxes. I know you could just use show hitboxes, but I don't know. I just kind of like this better. So yeah, as you can see a lot better. So I would really recommend using a copy like this. The ID for this level will also be in the description, and I'll just put it on screen right now. This is the type of level where you really just need to grind runs out. Really try to get that 49 to 100. Really try to get that 38 to 100. Really try to get that 95 to 100. Whatever it is that you need to get, really just grind it out, and get those runs multiple times so you have them really secure. And now we're just going to go ahead and move on to some mindset tips. Alright, I'm going to try to keep this section pretty short because I myself struggle with mindset a lot in this game. But I went through the mental struggles of this level, so I do have a few strategies. First thing I want to say is just expect this to be hard. Expect the worst. I know it sounds kind of pessimistic to say that, but this pre-drop, man, it's tough. It's really inconsistent. You're gonna hate it so much, and just accepting the fact that it's hard and it's gonna be a struggle, I think it's just gonna help. So yeah, obviously you want to say confident. I'm not saying just be like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to beat this. This is too hard. Obviously, that's the exact opposite of what you want to do. Stay very, very confident. Try your best to be confident in yourself. That's going to help you a lot as well. But if you start losing consistency, if you start struggling, just remember that this level is really, really difficult. A very small percentage of people are able to do this. Next thing I want to say is just try your best to not care if you die far. If you die far, just remember it's all right. You can get back there. Just believe in yourself. I know it's really easier said than done, but just try to stop caring if you die so far, and just try to stay in the mindset of it doesn't matter, I can get back there, we will beat this. Something I personally did every time I got to this second cube right here from 0, I was really, really nervous, anticipating the second wave. It's really scary, especially the first few times that you're here. I just would tell myself in my head over and over again, you got this, you're not gonna die at the second wave, you got this, you're just gonna pass it, just do what you know and you'll be fine. And I think that really helped me because I really didn't die at the beginning of the second wave a lot. So yeah, just try to keep a good mindset. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but just try to keep a good mindset because it will make all the difference. It's actually insane how your mindset affects how you play. A lot of people don't believe it, but it's 100% a huge factor in this game. But yeah, I don't really have that many mindset tips. I struggle with it myself. So we're just going to get into the actual level tutorial where we go really, really in depth. Okay, so the main thing about this first cube part is this yellow orb right here. That one. This click right here is the frame perfect on 60 FPS. The yellow orb's name is Larry. That's his name. You have to call him that. That's his name. Basically, the best way to make this as consistent as possible is to make these 3 orbs as consistent as you can. And what I mean by that is clicking them the same way every attempt. So what I do is I hit this pink orb right here, right in the middle, and then I buffer these 2 orbs. You want to buffer these. That's the main thing, is buffering these, so that way your setup into the yellow orb is the same every single time. Like that. That's really the only tip I can give for that orb. It's going to be really annoying. I died there almost 20,000 times. It'll get more consistent over time. It just takes time, really. All right, and then you want to hit these pink orbs late. Really easy, just a 1-2. And then what we're gonna do here is you want to jump as late as you can off of this platform, and then we can buffer this yellow orb. It looks like you would have to hit it late, but really you can just buffer it because jumping late off this platform is gonna put us right here anyways, and that's gonna just set us up perfectly for this pink orb. So as you can see here, jump late and buffer, and then you barely miss the saw, and then you can hit this pink orb. So it's gonna be late, buffer, and then just hit these. Then here you want to hit this blue orb kind of in the middle, maybe a little bit more early than the middle, but not buffer. You don't want to buffer this. But then the 3 clicks after that, you want to buffer. So there's 2 pink orbs, and then there's a blue orb up there that you want to buffer as well. So it'll look something like this. Boom, triple spike. And as for this, you're going to fall onto this platform, hit this pink orb as late as humanly possible, and then just hold, so that way you jump off of this instead of hitting the blue orb. Because if you hit the blue orb, you're just going to die. So it's really easy. You just hold like that. Now we're moving on to the ship part. So the ship part is really inconsistent at first, but you really get used to it pretty fast. It's not that bad. So it's auto for this first part, and then you hold off of this platform here, and I like to do 2 clicks, kind of like this. So you're gonna go hold, click, click. The second click doesn't need to be that much of a click, just a little correction click. And this yellow port is a little bit weird, but if we show hitboxes here, you can see there's a little platform here that was added that kind of lines you up here so you can do this part easier. And what I recommend doing is as soon as you hit this yellow portal, you do 2 quick clicks. You can do it in 1 click or 2 clicks. I prefer 2, but just do whatever works best for you. I prefer 2 clicks. It just seems a little more consistent like that. So you go ba-ba like that. Just hold here and then straight fly. The blue one is way easier than both of the yellow ones because it's auto. But if you want the transition to work properly, you want to hit this top slope as close to this corner as you possibly can. Because if you hit it too high up here, you'll have a lot more momentum and then you'll sometimes die to these spikes. But if you land like right here, it'll be auto every single time and it'll be perfect. If we land high, you die like this. If we land low, boom, it's auto. Just gonna make your way through these gaps here, hold here. Again, do another tiny little click right here just for extra correction. And then this yellow portal is the same thing as the first yellow portal, except it's a bit more tricky because you need to kind of straight fly out of it. Doesn't need to be some crazy slaughterhouse straight fly or anything, but just straighten yourself out. Do more than 2 clicks, I'd recommend, because there's saw blades over here, and if you don't do more than 2 clicks, you're probably gonna hit one of them. But other than that, it's basically the same thing as the first yellow portal. You're gonna hit this slope, and then you're just gonna do a tiny little micro click as soon as you come off the slope. It can be literally the smallest micro click ever. I've had it before where it feels like I didn't even click and I still made it because of how tiny the click was. It really just needs to be a tiny click like that. And then once you get here, you want to hit this blue orb super late because if you hit it too early, you'll just die. So just hit it late. So you hold, click, click, 1, 2, hold, straight fly, this is auto, fly through that, hold, click, straight fly through that, do mini click there, and hit this blue orb late. Now for the ball, this ball is, in my opinion, the hardest part of the level. It's just super inconsistent. It's really annoying. These timings are so dumb. I hate them so much, dude. They're so dumb. But I'll give you some tips to make it maybe a little bit easier, hopefully. So this first pink orb you want to hit as late as humanly possible. Literally just as late as you possibly can. Like that. And these next 4 clicks you can buffer. So you just go 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Just buffer them all. And when we buffer those, that's going to make this pink orb the same setup every time. So it's going to be way more consistent because you want to hit this pink orb as late as humanly possible as well, just like the first pink orb. So it's basically just buffer, 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 super late like that. And then for this slope, you just want to buffer off of this. Just do these clicks. They're really not tight clicks at all. They're really easy. And then for these 4 clicks, they're a little bit tricky. But what I recommend doing is clicking right when your ball is in between these line thingies, right here in the middle. And then do a double click. So you'll come down and immediately just go back up. So it'll be like that. And you want to do the exact same thing for this one as well. It's really tricky, but it gets pretty consistent. But the most inconsistent part is this next part right here. This pink orb right here is really annoying, but what you want to do is hit it when your ball is right in the center of it. So boop, like that. If we go in half speed, as you can see, we're clicking right here when our ball is in the very center. When our ball is completely covering the pink orb and you can't see it, that's when you click. And as you can see, we made the jump. And this click right here is super important. You want to buffer this. I didn't even know you could buffer this for the longest time because I'm an idiot, but you just buffer it. After this pink orb, we can just buffer this and we make it every time. It's perfect. But the 3 clicks after that, I don't really have any tips for. You really just have to kind of just get the muscle memory down for it because it's really tricky. I'm pretty sure this second click right here is a 60 FPS frame perfect. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, it gets a little more consistent over time, but overall, it's the most annoying part of the level. It drives me up the wall. It sucks, but you guys got this, all right? You guys got this, okay? And then you're just gonna hit this pad, hit this blue orb that's kind of hidden behind these portals. And for the ball, it's hard at first, but I have a trick that'll make it super consistent. So listen up. What I do is I don't even pay attention to the spikes. You want to look at these lines in the block design and click when you're right here. On the second to last one, you want to click right in the middle of that. As you can see right here, right when you're in the center of this, you just click. That's all it is. Click, click, click. And this last click right here is a little bit different than the other ones. And the reason for that is, as you can see, all the other ones are 5 blocks apart. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But on the last one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know why Cyclic decided to do that. He just wanted to be annoying, I guess. I don't know. But that's the way it is. And you might think, oh, well, that makes it really annoying to do because then it's just a different timing and all that. But really, it makes it easier because what we can do is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, buffer all the other clicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right when you hit this line, you just click 5 times and buffer every single click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So this part is just click, click, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Buffering every single click of those 5. And now time for the wave. The whole gimmick of the level. Just the wave part. Called Sonic Wave for a reason. So I'm going to give a little bit of a tip here that I haven't seen anybody talk about. And that is I recommend you jump into this portal. The reason I jump into the portal instead of just hitting the pad like a normal person is because it lines you up lower into the portal and it feels like you have more room to react to these spikes and these slopes. And also when you jump, you can kind of see the trajectory that you're going a little bit better. It's easier to see, in my opinion, where you're going. So you just... I don't know, it just seems more consistent for me. Most people don't do it like that, so if you don't want to do that, I understand. The thing about this level is you got to do what works best for you. There's no one best way to do any part in this level. It's all about what works best for you. This first click here is really annoying. I've died to it so many times. There's no tips I can give. It's literally just practice it and you'll get used to it. And these portals here are a little bit tricky. And there are 3 different ways you can do these portals, and I'll show all of them to you right now. So the first way, which is the way I recommend, it's the way I do it, is you want to line yourself up with these arrows here. As you can see, there's arrows. You want to line yourself up, click right in the middle of these arrows, and you want to hold into this yellow portal right here and keep holding until you reach the bottom of the yellow portal right here. So as you see, you hold, let go right when you reach the bottom, and then the blue is just auto. It just sends you right down. That's the way I recommend. So it's just one click. You just hold, release. Hold, release, like that. The second way is instead of holding into this yellow portal, you want to release as soon as you hit the yellow portal and click again. Hold, release, press. Kind of like that. Hold, press. Those are the 2 main ways of doing it. But there's one third way that not many people do, but some people find it more consistent. I do not recommend this way at all, but if you want to, if it's the most comfortable for you, we can skip this yellow portal and go up and just hit the blue so there's no gravity switches. So you just kind of like that. Again, I do not recommend doing this at all, but it is a way to do it. If you are really, really uncomfortable with gravity changes, you can do it like that. But again, the way I recommend it is just the first method where you just hold it and release like that. This next block right here, you want to go inside the block. As you can see, the hitboxes are really stupid. I hate them. They're not fair. I don't know why they jut out like this, but they do. And you kind of just got to learn where the hitboxes are. So you just do one click like that. So the part just looks something like this. Like that. Easy. Not easy. It's not easy. I don't know why I said it was easy. It's not easy, but you'll get used to it. You can do it. For these next few clicks, you just want to go up, down, up like this. Up, down, up. Pretty simple. This next click is really hard because it's hard to see where you're going because there's spikes and it's in the dark. But what I recommend doing is just trying your best to line yourself up with these arrows. If you can click right in the middle of these arrows, you'll probably make it. Like that. For this release right here, you want to release a lot higher than you'd think. And that's going to give you more room for this mini portal. Because if we release low, as you can see, you really don't have a lot of room. It makes it way tighter. But if we release higher like this, you can see we have way more room to make it. And you also want to click here after the mini a little bit later than you would think as well. And that's also going to give you way more room for this part. And here at 33, this is a really hard click. The only tip I can give for this is you want to slide on the ceiling a little bit here. As you can see, there's a little bit of room here that you can slide on. And when you slide here, you'll know you're good to go to come back down. And you'll never come down too early. So you just want to go like this, slide a little bit and come back down. And these next few clicks are super easy. It's super open, not hard at all. You just go up, down, up, down, up, down like this. The only annoying part about this is this last one right here, because as you can see here, there's inverted slopes. Everybody hates inverted slopes, and they're here in Sonic Wave. Thanks for that, Cyclic. So for this last release here, you want to release as early as possible. Way earlier than you think, because you have no idea how many times I died to this inverted slope from releasing it too late. But other than that, this part is really easy. This next part here is really awkward at first, and there's 2 main ways you can do this. One way you can do it is just going in between these 2 spikes here, and doing 2 clicks like that and going up. The only issue with this is that this makes this click extremely tight. We have to go pretty much inside the spike a little bit just so we don't accidentally hit this. So the way I recommend doing it is doing 3 clicks. You want to release a little bit low so you can click here to go above this spike, and then just do the normal 2 clicks from before. So it'll just be 1, 2, 3 like that. Do whichever one works best for you. You can do 2 clicks like this, or you can do 3 like that. Whichever one works best for you. This next gap here isn't too bad. I recommend doing 4 clicks. You can do 3 clicks if your CPS is really bad. If your CPS is really bad, you can go 1, 2, 3 like that. But what I recommend doing is just doing 4 clicks like this. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. For this gap here, you just want to do the same thing that you did earlier, and you just want to go a little bit low here and then do an extra click to go above this spike right here. And then you can just go in between those like that. And this duel is super easy. You should not die here at all, even though I died here like twice, but we're not going to talk about that. Just up, up, spam, up, up, up. Really, really, really easy. Probably the easiest part in the whole level. It's just crazy how terrible the balancing in this level is. It's so funny. So this whole part looks a little something like this. Like that. And this next part here is called the bouncy triangle part. The reason I call it that is, you know, that's actually a really good question. I don't know why I call it that. It wasn't my idea. Somebody else in my chat came up with it, okay? But you guys should definitely call it that. This is a section you want to play a lot because you will die here a lot from 0, and it's going to be very, very annoying. And really the only tip I can give is just play a lot because it's just consistent clicking. One thing I will say is I would not rely on the music too much. The spikes on the top sync a little bit better to the music than the bottom ones, but I really wouldn't rely on the music too much. You really just want to try to find the best rhythm, and eventually it'll become consistent. Some days this will be super consistent for you. Other days it'll just be terrible. You won't be able to pass it like at all. It's going to be really annoying, but that's just the way this part is, and you just got to get used to it. This next part, I don't even really know how to explain. I'm just going to show you my click pattern, and I just copy that. What I do for my click pattern just looks a little something like this. It's really not that many clicks. You don't want to press a whole lot in this part. Just kind of up, down, up, 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 up. I don't really know how to explain it. It's really not that hard of a part. You'll get used to it. So it's just like this. There you go. Now we got to 49%. This click is evil. I hate it. It's so bad. I don't know why it's in this level. I'm sorry. I'm having a mini crash out right now in the middle of a tutorial video, but I'm sorry. It's just so bad because the click to go up and the release to come down are both frame perfects. But I'm not going to crash out about it. I already did that in my Sonic Wave video. This is just a tutorial. The best tip for 49% is to make the setup into it as consistent as possible. So this spam here, you want to count your clicks and do the same amount every single time. So the way I do it is I drop down here, do 2 clicks, and then press 5 times. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see here, there's a little bit of space here. I'd say about 2/3 of a block here. You want to do your best to try to land here so you can go up into this gap as consistently as possible. It's going to be way easier to land here and go up than try to just come down and go back up into here. It's going to be way worse like that in my opinion. So yeah, in this spam part, you want to do the same thing every single time to make it as consistent as possible. The release, you just want to let go as soon as you reach the top. That's really the only thing I can say about it. This part is the biggest choke point in the whole level. It's terrible, but you're going to die here a lot, but it's all right because you'll get through it and you'll pass it. You'll make it to the second wave. You'll beat the level and everyone's going to be like,
Oh my god, you're so cool. You beat Sonic Wave. How did you do that? That's such a hard level.
you know, it's going to be great. This next part, you just want to go up here, do 4 clicks. I recommend 4. You can do 3. 1, 2, 3, but I recommend just going 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. You're going to come down here, go down, go up, then go back down. So down, up, down. And then as we can see with these hitboxes here, this is a fake, so you just want to go slide down here. And to go back up, you want to try to line yourself up with this little spike ball thingy right here. That's the best way I found. Just right after this spike and before this slope. It's not a tight timing at all. It's just up. Do 2 or 3 clicks there. And then for the mini wave, basically the same thing as before. You want to do a consistent click pattern that's the same every single time. What you don't want to do is go. As you can see, I just made it by spamming randomly. But if you just spam, it's going to be so inconsistent. You're going to die here. You're going to hate it. It is possible to do it like that, but I really would not recommend it. You want to just do the same thing every single time. Count your clicks, count your clicks. That's the main thing for these spammy parts. There's a lot of ways to do this part, but what I like to do is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Release right before you hit the saw blade. That's very important. Release right before you hit the saw blade. And then you can kind of use these slopes as guidelines of when to do your big clicks. So I go 1, 2, 3. And then here I do 4 clicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. There are other ways to do it. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some people like to do more clicks in this part. I just like to do 3 big ones here. And then for this last part, I just do 4 clicks through the whole thing like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. But a lot of people like to go in between the saws kind of like that. So you can go like boom, bop, bop, or you can go kind of like that. Whichever way works best for you. Oh, and one last thing, you want to go down into this cube portal. Never go up, because when you go down, that'll line you up for this double spike right here. But if you go up, sometimes you'll just land on it like this and you'll die, and there'll be nothing you can do. So you want to make sure you go down. That's very, very important. So after the 49 click, the whole section looks a little something like this. And there we go. We made it out of the first wave. Congratulations. This part is just a break part. It's super easy. Probably the easiest part in the whole level, even though I said that about the duel earlier, but just as easy, honestly. So I'm not going to spend too long on this, but the main things is you want to buffer this yellow orb, because if you don't, sometimes this can happen, where it'll just send you onto the spike. That happened to me from 0, and I was really upset about it. So yeah, make sure you buffer that yellow orb. The rest of this is super easy. You just hit all the orbs, jump where you need to jump. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, like that. These blue orbs, don't hit them, okay? Don't be the guy who's like, I'm gonna hit all of the orbs, and I'm going to hit the blue ones, even though that it's way easier not to. You know, just don't hit them, okay? Like, just skip them like that. If you hit them, you're just a bot, okay? Don't do that, please. Another thing is hit this blue orb, but just a tad bit late, like literally just a tad bit late, just so it's not a buffered. And even if you do buffer it, you'll probably be fine. But there are cases where if you buffered this, you'll die. So hit it just the tiniest bit late. And there is another skip here you can do. So what you can do is you can hit these 5 orbs and then just hold. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold. And then that'll just put you onto the spike, and you don't have to do all these extra clicks that you normally have to do, where you go like this. You can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, and that'll just put you there. I recommend it. It makes it more consistent. And what's kind of cool is that I didn't really see many people doing this before, but I noticed when I started doing it, a lot more people started doing it. I didn't invent the strat. I didn't like discover it or anything, but I think a lot of people saw the way I did it and then decided, that's a lot easier. So yeah, I just recommend doing it like that. You just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And now it's time for the second wave. These first few clicks actually get surprisingly consistent. They look really tight. I mean, they are a 1 block gap, just like the first wave. But for some reason, I never died to this. It gets really, really consistent. But when you're practicing from start position, I recommend starting from a little bit into the cube so you can get an accurate transition into this wave. Because if we start here, it's going to be a little bit different than if you were to be hitting those orbs, and it's going to make the transition a little bit different. So when you play from 0, it's going to be a little bit different. So that's why I recommend starting from around here and just doing the few extra orb clicks so you can practice the transition into the second wave a little bit better. So after these clicks, you just want to hold into these portals, release right up here. It's really simple. You just go hold, release like that. It's just 1 click and then release like that. And now for these gaps here, there's 2 ways to do it. Some people do single clicks, some people do double clicks. I'm gonna show you what I do. I do double clicks, but I only double click for the first 2. The last one, I do a single click, and I'll show you why in a second. But what you do is you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, like that. The reason I do 1 click here is so we're higher up on the way up. Because if you click while you're too far low, you can actually hit the speed change on the way up instead of on the way down, and that's gonna screw you up and you're gonna die. Almost guaranteed you're gonna die if you do that. So I just do 1 click. It's a tighter timing, but I'd recommend just doing 1 click and then letting go when you reach up here, of course. And if you couldn't tell, the whole reason we're doing double clicks in the first place is because of these spikes right here. It makes it a lot less tight, and in my opinion, it's way better. I really don't understand why anybody would ever just do single clicks. It's way harder. It's so much tighter to do it like that. It may be a little bit more awkward to do double clicks, but I promise you, if you practice it, I promise you it'll be better. Of course, do whatever works best for you, but I really recommend the double clicks. But if you're still not convinced it's better, I made a little mock-up of what it looks like when you don't do the double clicks. This is how tight the gaps are if you don't do double clicks. It's kind of like a 1 block gap, and it's in slow speed, so it is a bit easier. But I think doing this from 0 is kind of insane in my opinion. And for this duel, there's really nothing hard about this at all. Again, it's just like the previous duel. I don't know why Cyclic made all the duels super easy. It's just super easy. However, what I would recommend doing to make the transition to the next part easier is trying to line yourself up with these little blue markings here. As you can see those blue markings there, I recommend just trying to line yourself up with that, especially for this last one we go up here. That's going to make this transition way better, because here's the thing, if you go too low, this can happen. And you can hit this. That would be so devastating, bro. I would be so mad if I died like that from 0. So you want to stay in the center, line yourself up with this blue line right here. This next part, you want to practice so much. You need to practice this all the time. This needs to be one of your most practiced parts in the whole level. And when practicing, I recommend putting a start position up here like this as a single wave to make the transition way better, instead of putting a start position here where you have to hold immediately, and it's going to be really annoying to practice. I just recommend putting a start position up there like that. Again, if you want a copy of my start position copy, here's the ID. It'll also be in the description. But yeah, this is one of the biggest choke points in the whole level. And I'll slow it down and show you exactly what I'm doing. So here, I just try to think of this as 3 evenly spaced clicks. So you kind of go 1, 2, 3, kind of like that. Try to make them as even as possible. So you're gonna hold, do 1 click, and then 1, 2, 3, like that. For this next gap here, it's really awkward because we're upside down. An upside down wave is impossible. Everybody knows this. But what you can do is you can either do 1 click, kind of like in the first wave, where you just kind of release and go in between the 2 spikes, and it's way tighter. But you can do 1 click down here and just go straight down. I do not recommend doing that, especially at 72% into the level. What I do recommend doing is doing a double click like this. Like that. It's really awkward at first because we're upside down. It's 3 times speed. You have nerves if you're from 0. But I would really recommend doing that, even though it is way more awkward, because it just makes the timing way less tight. It's way more forgiving if you just do an extra click. For this click here, you can do the same thing. You can do 2 clicks or you can do 1. I usually just do 1 because there's quite a bit of room. So you could just do 1 click like that and go down, or you can do 2 clicks to make it a little bit less tight. I really don't think the double click is necessary here, but of course, again, as I keep saying, just do whatever works best for you. Gonna go down into the structure, up through here, it's really open, and then here you have to do an extra click, just kind of like that. And then as for this opening here, it's really annoying. I hate this gap so much. You can do 1 click, but I think if you do 1 click like that, it's super tight to make that. So I like to do 2, kind of like that, just a quick double click. Of course, it is pretty awkward like that, especially at full speed. Like that. So if it's too awkward for you, you can always do 1 click like that. The speed change is really awkward at first, but you get used to it really fast. Just make sure you don't go under the slow portal, because you can actually miss this and then skip it, which will mess up your timing for the next part. This gap right here at 75% is really, really obnoxious. I hate it. It's a lot like the one in the first wave, except it's upside down and you're way farther into the level. And the setup into it is a lot more awkward in my opinion because of this saw and this slope right here. But what you can do is, starting here, you can do 5 clicks, which is what I do. You can go down and then do 3 clicks, or you can just do 4 clicks. So basically you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold into that. You can go down 1, 2, 3 like that, or you can try to make it in 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, I prefer to do 5 clicks like that, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this part is super easy. It's just a nice little 3-click break. This next part, I really don't have tips for. It's super easy. It's super slow. It is really nerve-wracking from 0. This level does a great job at building your nerves. Just do whatever click pattern works best for you here. It's really easy. It's slow, easy. Nothing really to say here. Just at the end here, I like to go 1, 2, 3 like that. Now for the cube maze. Again, really easy part. You just gotta memorize what to do. So jump, 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 fall, jump, jump, fall, jump, 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 fall, jump, jump, like that. It's really easy to memorize. You'll get it down super fast, don't worry. Even if you suck at memory like me, don't worry, you'll get it easy. For all these jumps, you wanna just jump as late as you can, except for this one right here, because if you jump too late off this, you'll die like that. So where I would jump is right here, basically exactly where I am right now. You wanna basically ignore this like invisible thing, pretend it's not there, and just click when your cube is right at the edge of this gap thingy right here. Just right there, boom. Jump out of this a little bit later than you think. You're gonna jump into this thing down here. You're gonna fall up, and then this pad's gonna send you down, and you just wanna buffer click this so you don't hit this pad, and that'll just kill you. So you just wanna buffer that, jump over this pad, and then the final wave section. And with this final wave, you want to practice it so much. Over practice it more than you'd think you'd ever have to. I did that and I still died at the last wave 7 times. Don't be like me. Fluke the level, please. I believe in you. For some reason, the first click of this wave section is blind, unlike all the other ones. It's just completely pitch black. I don't know why, but it just is. So it's just kind of pitch black and then it's blind click. It's really dumb. I never died to this click, thankfully, but you just got to be really careful of this. The main thing I'd say here is release here a lot earlier than you'd think, because these spikes here will kill you. So make sure you release here a lot earlier than you'd think. Really, just be careful of these spikes on the walls. Just be really careful of them. They make it pretty tight. You want to fall into this yellow portal, wait until your wave goes up here, click and hold into this blue. Really simple. What I'd recommend doing here is just falling and then doing 2 clicks. So you go 1 up, come down, and do another click there. You can do it in 1 click like that, or you can do it in 2. I think 2 is way better. And as for this transition into this mini thingy right here, you can either do what I did, where you just hold into it and then do an extra click like that. It doesn't need to be that close to the saw, but just kind of like a extra click like that, or you can do it where you let go and then do 1 click like that. Either way works. For this little spammy thing here, it's really easy, but it's also really easy to die to these spikes here. Again, as always, find a consistent click pattern that's the same every single time. I do 4 clicks. You can do it in 3. You can go 1, 2, 3, or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. These spikes right here are very deadly. You want to be really, really careful that you do not hit these spikes. This final gap here is like the last big choke point. It's really hard, especially since you're at 94, you have nerves. It's really, really scary. I don't really have any tips for it. It gets consistent. The speed change here, you just want to make sure you don't click too early. You're going to immediately go from 3 times speed to 0.5 times speed, and it's going to be really slow. Take your time on this click. Be really late. Just... Okay, this is an awful checkpoint. What is this, bro? You want to wait a lot longer than you'd think here. And then you're just going to go down, up, down, up. Just follow the arrows. Boom, boom. You can do the double clicks or the single clicks. Whatever you did in the second wave, just do that here. Again, I do double clicks because I think they're way better. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Go through these. And that's pretty much it. That's Sonic Wave. But yeah, that's all the tips I got for this level. Honestly, if you follow these tips, I believe in you. You can beat Sonic Wave, dude. You got it, man. I believe in you. But yeah, with all that said, I'll see you guys in the next video or stream or whatever. That could be in 5 months. It might be in like 3 hours. I don't know. Okay, bye!